Hey guys, it's Miss Castor. Go ahead and get out Cornell style notes so that you can be taking notes on solving inequalities. Please title your notes Solving Inequalities. Remember, inequalities and equations are very similar in solving. The only difference is that when dividing or multiplying by a negative, we flip the sign. Okay, the first one that we are going to do, it says negative 2m plus 4 is greater than negative 4. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is draw my train tracks, subtract 4 on both sides. So I'm going to write over here, subtract 4 from both sides. Okay, and then whenever I do that, these cancel and I get negative 2m is greater than negative 4 minus 4 gives me a negative 8. My next step is to divide both sides by negative 2, because that's what I'm currently multiplying by. So my next step is divide both sides by negative 2. Okay, we talked about in class that whenever we are dividing by a negative, that's when our bells and whistles, lights and sirens go off. We know that that's really important because that's whenever our sign flips to the other direction. Okay, so we got negative 2m divided by negative 2. Those negative 2's cancel and I get m. I've already flipped my sign. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 gives me a positive 4. So this is my answer here. So we said that m was less than 4, so if I want to check that, I'm going to pick any value that is less than 4. So I'm going to pick any value less than 4, so I like to pick 0. So I'm going to see if whenever I plug in 0 for m, if I get a true statement. Okay, so I have negative 2m plus 4 is greater than negative 4. So I'm now going to replace my m with 0 plus 4 is greater than negative 4. Okay, and let's see, negative 2 times 0, that gives us 0 plus 4 greater than negative 4. 0 plus 4 gives me a positive 4. Is positive 4 greater than negative 4? Yes. So if this is a true statement, then we know that we did this correctly. This right here is going to help catch your errors if you forget to flip the sign when we multiply or divide by a negative. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are checking your work. Pick a number that is true and then plug it back in. Okay, I need for you to work on number 2 on your own. So pause the video right now and do number 2 on your own. If you did not get z is greater than or equal to negative 7, please rework the problem and then put a question that you have for me over here on the left side. Also make sure that you have your steps written out on the right. Alright, question number 3. It says negative 4 minus 3 times the quantity of y plus 8 is less than 12. So I first take this negative 3 and I distribute it. So my first step is to distribute the negative 3. So whenever I do that, negative 3 times y gives me a negative 3y. Negative 3 times 8 gives me a negative 24. I bring down this 4y, bring down my less than 12. Oh, I forgot my railroad tracks. My train tracks. There we go. Okay, so I've distributed my negative 3. My next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to combine my like terms. So I've got this 4y and negative 3y. So I combine like terms. Whenever I do that, I get 4y minus 3y gives me y. I bring down my negative 24 or minus 24 is less than 12. My next step is going to be adding 24 to both sides. So whenever I do that, I'm going to put over here, add 24 to both sides. Okay, after I do that, I get, oh, that should be 24. Those cancel. I get y is less than 12 plus 24 and gives me 36. So my final answer is y is less than 36. Again, if you have questions for me, please write those over here. Okay, so here's number 4. I need for you to solve this one here and pause the video so that you can do that. Please remember to write out your steps over here. If you have questions for me, write those over here. So you should have gotten the answer of y is less than negative 1. That should be your answer. If you did not get that, put your question for me right here. Make sure you have your steps written out. Don't forget, you need a quiz question and a summary, and do numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 on the Solving Inequalities page that you got in class today. I will see you in class tomorrow. Bye, guys.